Today, our group White and Kai would like recommend you a film named HR Management Trend Pass Through COVID-19. A film will be presented by the actor and actress Mr. Nam Nguyễn, Miss Tú Phạm, Miss Hồng Lê, Miss Hạnh Đào, and me, Helen Minh Hằng. Now, let's talk with us.
Today, we would like to discuss about the key changes and challenges in HR management that businesses are facing in this period of time and the related HR management solutions in response to the COVID-19 crisis.
It's a time for change.
During the pandemic, almost companies changed the form of working into virtual. However, many companies face with a technology issue because in the past, company did not prepare a digital platform for remotely working. The company's operation may interrupt. So how company could survive in this period and also develop to prepare for the new future? How company monitor employees and ensure employees' productivity when employees work from home? It is a challenging task for human resources to provide employees a correct method to evaluate their performance. At following are 5 areas human resources need to concern about managing employees' efficiency. First, set and communication the company's purpose and clear timeline. Second, strengthen accountability. Third, analyze and prioritize tasks. Fourth, evaluate the complete tasks regarding time and quality. The last one is record achievement. On the other hand, human resources need to learn about the safety of employees' workplace at home because working from home does not mean that company does not have obligation to employees. To ensure this activity efficiency, the company needs a virtual platform to manage their employees during the working time at home. For example, the company can apply Microsoft Teams or Misa software. Company may face security risks because their employees use personal devices to access the company's data. So when company apply the new platform should consider this risk. Besides, human resources need to update the current policy to ensure compliance with the recent activity. The second is strengthening in communication. The company has to strengthen communication to clearly define its purpose and help employees live with its mission. Human resources responsible to implement a communication series to deploy coaching to employees to make them understand more about the purpose, value, and culture. Working from home, many people cannot balance because they cannot separate the working space with home space. It leads to employees easy to get stressed, so employees have to balance, manage well schedule, separate work and life activities, and connect with friends if you miss social life. Human resource plays a key role in communication to support employee well-awareness elements uphold and apply into the work and life activity to avoid stress. Besides the training course, human resource also can organize many virtual activities to encourage employees to connect, such as mini games, series of challenging or MTV show. The last one is changing interview. Before the COVID-19 situation, human resource had to find the candidate profile and invite them for a live interview. Due to COVID-19, company changed the form of the interview into a virtual interview via new virtual technology. For an efficiency interview, human resource had to manage the candidate's emotions and provide transparent communication. The company also reviewed how talent can create value for the company. In this step, human resource is the proper position to analyze the data then they can talent decisions. The company support for the talent transformation from the people analyst and the management can make talent decisions.
Many challenges waiting ahead.
cost optimization become critical for companies to survive in COVID-19 crisis, as well as to sustain their business in the long term, in which people cost contribution to the company total cost might vary across the industries. Cutting people costs will help reduce the business operating costs significantly. However, company had a huge pressure on reviewing the current capacity priorities and reducing people costs to save the business but still be able to retain the workforce. We will discuss further on the detailed solution of HR cost optimization later. Although a company was able to manage not to downsize their organizations, they have faced with the availability issue of workforce. The unavailability of workforce may due to the lockdown or employee leaving as they have a constant fear of contracting COVID-19 or fear for their family's health. Therefore, monitoring workforce for business continuity is extremely crucial, especially in manufacturing sector. Even for employees who have retained their jobs at their workplaces or have been working remotely, they continue to struggle with the mental health issue, isolation, losing focus on work or less engagement with their coworkers. These mental health issues will generally affect to the productivity. So, companies and employees should be well aware of this issue of well-being as well as engagement and productivity in order to have a proper actions to jointly overcome these challenges during this pandemic. During the COVID-19 social distancing or lockdown period, companies have redesigned their way of working. The working arrangements are different among sectors and organizations. Some companies are planning to mobilize their employees back to the office full-time in the new normal condition. Their reasons are that face-to-face interaction are better for collaboration and that employees are less productive at home. However, employees may expect to continue the hybrid working mode in the new normal condition. According to the monthly survey conducted by Harvard Business Review, nearly 80% of the US employees want to work from home at least one day each week, or more than 40% of the US employees would start looking for another job immediately if they are ordered to return to the office full-time. So this expectation from employees put a lot of pressure on companies in considering maintaining the hybrid working model post-COVID. During the COVID, finding, hiring, and retaining qualified employees are a growing challenge for many businesses. The key reason can be considered that candidates are looking for job security. Our employees are happy to stay where they are. They don't want to take the risk. Vaccination status can be the reason because some jobs may require the candidate having fully vaccinated. Or the other reason is that the workforce movements. Workers probably went back to their hometown and they have another job already or they have a new business already and they don't want to come back to big city for work. So the challenges for recruitment and talent development team is that the HR team should be able to build the engagement and trust through clarity and consistency in communication with the existing and potential employees.
Thank Ms. Tu Phạm. Hi everyone, my name is Hồng Lê. I would like to continue my part.
COVID-19 pandemic situation. HR team is facing with challenge the situation which they did not experience before. They need to negotiate with employee about working place, working time, furlough, layoff, deduction, info, etc. HR team will anticipate the needs of human capital and they need to set out plan to meet it. Which is the tool for HR team to
Succession planning. Hospitality in Vietnam. International flight stopped at 29 February 2020. Inbound market closed, but local market is still open. Succession planning occurs at every level. Every company can build their own tool for succession. They can choose the candidate inside and recruit outside. Succession planning needs to combine with other HR tools.
In the first month of pandemic, 100,000 workers moving around between company or between market, local and inbound. Because the picture of COVID is not clear at that time, the HR facing challenge to recruit the new position or to choose the new position to fulfill the gap. And with succession plan, the HR will have enough tools to define exactly which position they need to fulfill. The talent management on COVID is really challenge because on this time we not only do the normal training, developing, engage, advise, supporting, but we need to do more, like advise how about the COVID, which all the knowledge we can understand about the COVID, we should explain to the staff. And if possible, we try to predict as much as possible about the situation ahead. Because as we know, until now, we look back 1 year ago, we saw that on the first few months, we really don't know what will happen. The COVID will stop at June 2020, at September 2020, or the end of year 2020. Now we are in September 2021. So what can we advise, what can we explain, or which is the best thing which we can explain to our staff? We are on the same boat. So the management from the host at this COVID period, I believe that all of us, both company and employee, can go through the COVID. For recruitment, two things we need to remember. First, the content of advertising, and the second is where to put our advertising. Internet, in the LinkedIn or Hunted.
Thank you so much for your listening. Miss Hạnh Đào will continue the next part. Thank you.
I am Đào Ngô Nguyên Hạnh. Today, I would like to introduce with all of you the learning and development in pandemic situation. The coronavirus pandemic has accelerated many workplace shifts that were already underway. Adoption of remote work, an increase in flexibility and digital transformation. Learning and development has taken on an even more integral role at all companies in light of the pandemic, so it quickly has targeted by employers as a driver of business outcomes and by employees as a lifeline for resilience amid the pandemic. Also transform and quickly how learning teams adapt during the pandemic. 80% focus on creating and communicating detailed learning-related material. 68% borrow talent from the business to support learning activity. And 66% leverage existing virtual assistant technology. So how learning evolved for virtual? When asked if organizations utilize virtual learning during the pandemic, the answer was a resounding yes. Learning strategy, the most important pillar for organizations today, requires an overhaul. Remote working and virtualization, brought about by COVID-19, have forced organizations to fundamentally rethink the role of learning. Organizations are looking to build learning strategies to better integrate learning with the business. As disruption continue to affect almost every industry, learning functions of organizations are now reinventing how they create and deliver learning content with their align learning to organizational objectives. Nearly 50% organizations plan to prioritize learning strategy to keep up with the changing environment and preferences of modern learners. Developing a culture of continuous learning in an environment that embeds upskilling into the flow of work is vital.
A renewed learning strategy will not only make learning a part of organization's mission, but also add value for its employees. COVID is transforming learning and development in ways that will outlive the crisis and require leaders to unlearn the old school books. Especially, learning can become one of the most important levers for transformation and change. Promoting and enhancing digital learning is one of the common approaches that the companies can take to ensure that their employees are equipped with their skills critical to their recovery business model. There is an increased focus on inducting and onboarding employees digitally, developing a healthy and productive team culture when team members are dispersed, promoting employee health and well-being, and employing core management skills remotely. L&D have a key role to play in supporting skills development in these areas. Most organizations utilize virtual learning during the pandemic. Virtual learning has enabled them to more quickly scale, simplify, and personalize learning, helping employees connect and collaborate across boundaries. While virtual learning has many benefits, employees also gain social capital and energy from being together in person to learn. Besides keeping people safe and reducing risk, the key driver behind digital learning is the cost for learning leaders that open an opportunity to promote existing digitally enabled portfolio of learning offerings as a way to help colleges during challenging times. Some organizations use cloud-based platforms such as Decree, Coursera, Udemy, Skillsoft, etc., including ebooks, articles, videos, and other content, and recommend training for employees based on their skill and interests. With an emphasis on reducing learning budget, some other organizations are choosing a new hybrid model encompassing features of both content creation and content curation. L&D teams are now building capabilities to curate learner-centric programs internally, so digital channels can optimize costs, remove redundancies, and unearth savings in learning and development. Learning in Intel Corporation is always a pivotal role. In fact, the organization's performance management strategy is based on 3 dimensions: result, culture, and learning. Before the pandemic, Intel was already on path towards technology becoming a bigger part of its approach to learning. They partner with Decree for its expositional learning portal, which provides selected digital content, learning communities, and opportunities for employee-driven learning. During the pandemic, Intel converted any previous in-person offerings to digital and on-demand channels and created a curriculum known as Pathways, which covers hot topics important to employees today: remote work, leading virtual teams, mental health, wellness, even ergonomics. The platform has a strong mobile capability and is also accessible on non-Intel devices. Therefore, their employees can learn when and where is convenient for them, on break, lunch, and or even on the weekends. An online community which Intel offers through expositional learning is a smart platform to help employees connect, especially those working remotely, with other learners interested in similar topics. They have a good content management that they can tag their content and offer a strong research function so employees can get matched with the content they are looking for. Finally, in the response to the pandemic, virtual learning is the best approach in increased cost-saving opportunity, improve employee productivity for a foreseeable future. This is the end of my part. Now I would like to introduce Han for the next session.
Now, let's talk about the HR management course. Now, we talk about the HR cost management. In the face of COVID pandemic situation, many businesses meet a decrease in revenue, profit, or loss. This situation makes the company meet many difficult or challenge. The restructuring of human resource, the policy, salary allocation are essential conditions to help business survive the crisis. First, the company needs to open a meeting with middle and senior manager to come up with a table of key person index for each position in the company. HR manager and department manager will evaluate work efficiency of each staff, such as the department manager work and announce with employees in the spirit of seeking employee sympathy. The company is in difficult period. Restructuring of human resource, reducing number of employees and redistributing wage policy are necessary conditions for survival of the company. The company will keep employees with good performance to maintain working. Employees with the above average or average performance temporarily suspend working. The employee with below performance have to stop working in the company. The next, we talk about detailed restructuring of human resource and policy salary allocation. Middle and senior manager. These are key people who with high performance and keep many information important in the company. Company should maintain all these people, discussing, sharing, and negotiating with them to find reasonable solutions for each position in the company. Offer them to save reducing their income. Second, reduce 25 to 30% on basic salary or bonus. The third, reduce working hours of some department manager like the HR manager or administration manager. Because in COVID time, some like this position don't need for full working time. Now, let's talk about the staff employee position. For the retained employee, we need to increase working hours, keep same salary, assign 3 people job to 2 staff which pay them same salary. Each person work 14 to 15 days per month and return the order. For the employee with temporarily suspend working, we show to them their strength and quickness, give them advice what they need to improve when they return work. Company support policy, 30 to 35% basic salary, support food and essential things, return working full month salary and 20% basic salary of working, pay them 20 more percent if we feel them improve their ability. For the employee we stop working, we need to pay more 1 or 2 months of salary extra, support food for them. 3 months of human resource restructuring is a golden time for enterprise to re-evaluate. The necessary quantity of human for each department corresponds to the company business situation and production plan. It helps to avoid redundant and waste labor power. Adjust the new salary bonus policy more suitable. Rebuild the human capacity index to be more appropriate. Research and apply technology in management to save communication time between departments. This will help reduce human salary costs and organize the company more effectively. We need to change for stronger to pass the COVID time, and one day we stronger together. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.